Good morning, students. This is next topic in this chapter, that is separating methods. That means separating methods means some compounds are mixed already. We have to separate them. How to separate those compounds? Here some methods are there to separate them. First thing is separation of two immiscible liquids. That means immiscible means two liquids are there, but those are not mixed with each other. Those are called immiscible. Miscible means if they mix with each other, then they are miscible. Suppose, for example, take alcohol in water. Then alcohol is mixed with water. That is miscible. Suppose take kerosene in water. Kerosene will not be mixed with water. So those are immiscible liquids. So we are going to separate those type of liquids. See, by using separating funnel, one instrument is there in chemistry laboratory, that is called separating funnel, students. By using separating funnel, two immiscible liquids can be separated. Two immiscible liquids can be separated. Example, kerosene in water. If kerosene is added to water, then they form two separate layers. If the mixture is taken in a separating funnel, kerosene floats over water, because kerosene density is very less, water density is more. If stopcock is open, then water comes out initially, taken into separating beaker. Like that later kerosene also can be separated in another beaker. See, separating funnel is like this, students. I will show you here. This is separating funnel. This is open point. That means from here we are able to pour the liquids. Here one nozzle point is there. See, if you add water plus kerosene, what happen? This is kerosene, this is water. That means kerosene floats over the water, both are not mixed with each other. If you open this one, what happens? This water comes in one beaker, then immediately we should stop. After taking that water, again kerosene is present here. That kerosene also can be taken out. That kerosene can be taken in another beaker. Like that these two liquids can be separated. That's it. This is called separating funnel. Next one, separation of two miscible liquids. For this process, what is the process here? Distillation. What is distillation? This method is based on large difference between boiling points of two liquids. That means the two liquids should have more boiling point difference. Suppose two liquids are there, they are A and B. Suppose A is having 40 degrees boiling point, then B must have more than 80 or 90 degrees. That means that the boiling point difference should be high. Boiling point difference should be high. Next, in this process, two miscible liquids are taken into a round bottom flask. Round bottom flask is like this, students. This is round bottom flask. Next, after heating the mixture, the liquid which is having lower boiling point undergoes evaporation and passes into condenser. In condenser, the vapor can be converted into liquid. See, here condenser is there. This condenser will be like this. This is condenser, students. It will be fitted at the mouth of the round bottom flask. Here one collector is there. This is collector. This is round bottom flask. This is what, students? Condenser. Now in this round bottom flask, two mixture of liquids are there. They are A and B. For example, A boiling point 40 degrees, B boiling point 90 degrees. That means at 40 degrees centigrade, A will boil at 90 degrees centigrade, B will boil. Now the point is what, when you heat this mixture of liquid, that means when you heat this round bottom flask, immediately the liquid which is having lower boiling point, in these two cases which is lesser boiling point A, so automatically that A will comes out through to this condenser, and there the liquid is present in which state, vapor state. Immediately in that condenser, vapor is converted into liquid. That means liquid A liquid can be in this one and B liquid remains here. Like that A and B can be separated. I just repeat it once again. Suppose two liquids are there, two liquids mixed with each other, those are miscible liquids. We are assuming that A is having 40 degrees boiling point, B is having 90 degrees point. When you heat this mixture, what happens, students? The liquid which is having lesser boiling point, having lesser boiling point, what we are assuming here, A is having lesser boiling point. Immediately that A will come and present in this condenser. After, when this liquid is passed through this one, it converts to vapor. After some time, this vapor again converted into liquid. So that finally this A will be here, this A will be here, here B will be here. So these two liquids can be separated like that. So what is our process? We have to separate two liquids. Here by using separating funnel, here by using round bottom flask. That's it. Next, crystallization. Crystallization means this method is used to purify solid substances, students. What is that? Solid substance. In this process, an impure sample. Impure sample means some impurities are present. An impure sample is taken in a beaker. Beaker means it is like this, students. Beaker means it is like this. In a beaker. To that, add some water. After stirring means like this. After stirring, some amount of H2SO4 is added. That means we have to add some amount of H2SO4. Now, the whole solution undergoes filtration. Filtration means we have to put some filter paper. Then the impurities are separated and settled down the filter paper. That means when we apply filter paper, then the impurities are settled on filter paper and settled down the paper. This filtrate solution goes heating until the volume of the solution becomes half. Then the whole solution left for a few days without disturbing, then crystals are formed. See, here you have to take this type of instrument. What is this, students? This is beaker. Here already given substance is present, that is present in solid state. What we have to do, we have to add some water. After adding water, it should be stirred, means like this. After stirring, we have to add some amount of H2SO4, students. When you add H2SO4, after adding H2SO4, it should be heated. After heating, the volume of the solution will become, suppose if you add H2SO4, suppose the volume is 100 ml, suppose. Then what we have to do, we have to apply heat. Then this 100 ml should become 50 ml. That means the volume should become half. Till that we should heat this mixture. After heating this mixture, that means that after volume becomes half, then the whole compound should not be disturbed for few days. After that, crystals will be formed. That's it. That is about crystallization. So crystallization is the method to purify solid compounds. It is by using beaker. What we have to do, students, here we have to add some water initially. After that, we have to add H2SO4, then stir the mixer, then heat that mixer. After how long we have to heat? When the volume becomes half, then it should be stopped. Then it should not be disturbed till few days. After that, it should be kept separately. Then automatically crystals will be formed. That's it. That is about crystallization. For that example is what? Copper sulfate. Next one, sublimation. Sublimation is the method. This is the method used to purify solids. This is also purify method for solids. What we have to do here, in this process, a given compound is taken in a beaker and a funnel is fitted at the top of the beaker. See, here also we have to take beaker. This is funnel, students. Funnel is like this. We have to put the funnel at the top of the beaker. After heating the beaker, when you heat this beaker, what happened? The particles which are lower boiling point, which are having lower boiling point, will undergo evaporation and pass into funnel. See, here the mixture is present. Mixture means two or more compounds. When you heat that compound, the particles which are having lower boiling point will enter into this funnel. The particles which are having higher boiling point will be left here. Like that, two compounds can be separated. I just repeat it once again. When you heat this mixture, the particles which are having lower boiling point will enter into funnel. The remaining particles will be left here, and automatically those two compounds can be separated. That's it. Like that, we can separate the mixtures by using sublimation. So these are the four methods. What are the, students? First one is immiscible liquids by using separating funnel. Second one is what, students? Miscible liquids by using round bottom glass. Third one is crystallization by using beaker. Fourth one is sublimation by using beaker and funnel. Next one, physical and chemical changes. This is the last topic. This is also one of the important topics, students. Physical change means what? If a change occurs through size, shape, density, color, melting points, boiling point, those are called physical change. Simply we can say, if a change occurs through size and shape, that is physical change. See, this paper length is like this. If I fold this paper, automatically its size shape changes. Correct, students? That is called physical change. That is called physical change. For example, melting of ice. Take ice, after immediately it melts when you put in open place. Similarly, evaporation of water, folding of paper, growth of children. Children's initially their size is very less. After some days, what happens? Their size increases. That is, those are called what? Physical changes. Then what about chemical change? During a change, new substances are formed. That is chemical change. During change, if new substances are formed, that is chemical change. Suppose if I burn this paper, what we have to get? We will get ash after some time. That means ash is the new substance. So burning of paper is a chemical change, but folding of paper is a physical change. Similarly, rusting of iron, curding of milk. Curding of milk means if you add some milk to curd, then we get curd. That means initially we have milk. After that we have curd. That means new substance is formed. So during a change, yes, new substances are formed. That is chemical change. So I hope you understand. If you have notes, we will discuss those points in live class later. This is all about the second chapter. I will share the notes regarding this chapter later. Thank you, students.